Greetings everyone, Ronin Frog 7 here. And today I wanted to bring you a deck profile of a deck I ran at my locals a couple of days ago, and that's the the rank up Magic Astral Force Ghostrick deck, or basically it's Jeff Jones's Redrum deck that he ran a few months ago at this one ARG. I believe it was ARG Chicago. Well, anyways, I looked at it. I wanted to test something different until the Burning Abyss comes out because I know I'm going to be running that deck. And in the meantime, I just wanted to play something something fun with a slight competitive edge. And I decided to run, I was like, Ghostricks are one of my favorite archetypes, and why not? And so this is known as his, Jeff Jones Redrum deck, and I just made a few tweaks here and there to fit my playstyle. And so, yeah. And but first, I'll tell you some of my differences in a little bit, but first, let's just get to the deck and some of the plays and stuff. And the card I ran, alright, first off, guys, I ran one Gores. In retrospect, didn't really like it too much. The only reason I played it was because I play a lot of chainable back row, and I was like figuring people keep talking about this card, saying how no one expects it, but in the end, I wish it could have been some other stuff. And you know what I mean. People, they still can know how to play around it, so it's not that much of a surprise. All right, and next I ran two Caius. Since it runs Ghostricks, Ghostricks special summon themselves a lot, or through their own effects and stuff, or through other effects. Why not put double Caius? And I kind of wish maybe the Gores was a third Caius, because Caius deals really well with the hands, guys. A lot of people seem to forget that, And this deck provides you with a lot of tribute fodder, And also he absorbs a lot of the stuff, since it's a rank up 3, he absorbs bottomlesses, he absorbs all these other things that people are kind of forced to activate on him, so that he takes, basically he's here to take one for the team is what I'm trying to say. And so yeah, Caius does that a lot. Alright guys, and since it is a rank up 3, we gotta run the queen of the level 3s, and that's tour guide. So triple tour guide, pretty self-explanatory. Rank up 3, it's a must. And of course, since it's another rank up 3, we gotta run like the prince of the rank up of the 3s, and that's Crane. And I'll tell you why right now, because we ran triple Jiangshi. And he's basically the the Gearja guy of the deck. 1800 defense is pretty good. Bam, attack into him. You get any level 1 Ghostrick. Oh, I mean, since he counts himself, you can only get level 1 Ghostrick if you don't have any other face-up Ghostricks. You know his effect. Basically, that's why I run Crane, because you can get a use of Tour Guide, a use of Crane, or a use of Jiangshi that's in your graveyard. And so yeah. And that's it for the level 3s. Now on to the level 1s. We ran 3 Ghostrick Mary. She's like, her along with Jiangshi are the backbone of the deck. Basically, you take damage. And it's really good since, you know how the new rule change. If you start off with the Jiangshi or with the Ghostrick Mary and you're going first, you're in pretty good hands still. It's not really a detriment. The rule change isn't really that much of a detriment to this deck. And it's really great. So basically, you go... Basically, if you have, start off with this, take damage, any kind of damage. Remember, guys, it's burn damage or effect damage or battle damage. Go bam, get your Jiangshi. Or if you have a Jiangshi and you have anything and no other Ghostricks in your hand, you want to go for another Mary just in case. Alright, so there we go. 3 Jiangshi, 3 Mary. Basically, the backbone of any deck that has a Ghostrick engine. And we have the double Spectre. Ran really good, guys. If I wasn't searching for Mary, this is the next card I was searching for, because it just gives you those free draws when your Ghostricks die. Or another cool thing is, like, if your Jiangshi, if it's already on the field and you flip it up and they do something and they get it and destroy it, like even in Solemn Warning, you just bring this down and bam, you draw +1, right, guys? Pretty good, pretty awesome. Made great Monarch fodder, and I wish I would have ran 3 of them. And if I do play this deck again, I will definitely run 3. And alright guys, next one, 2 Ghostrick Lantern. It's alright, pretty good. Not too special. If I were to run more Spectre, I'd probably cut down on this guy. He's alright. I mean, he just stops one attack. It would have been better if he had like a Battle Fader effect, but that would have been a little too good. But I know, not a bad card. And then the one Ghostrick Frost, Ghostrick Jack Frost. He's okay. I kind of prefer the Lantern better, because sometimes, I don't know, it just doesn't work. I side 2 of these guys just in case, I run into Mobile Knights or just decks that will benefit me. Maybe when the Shaddoll's come out, and I do run this deck, I'll bump him up, because, to deal with mid-rash and all that stuff. But in other words, it's okay. Not too special, but it did what it had to do. And of course, for the ones I want Dark Hole, it's Dark Hole. The Lower Darkness, perfect with Jiangshi because Jiangshi, you know, +1, and then you just, if I have a Mary already in hand, I'll switch for Mary and I'll just, you know, lower it away. So pretty, really, really awesome. And then the Book of Moon. Book of Moon is like, you know, really, it's a really great card because it disrupts your opponent. Or if you have your Jiangshi, you flip it up. You flip up your Jiangshi and then do something to it. You can just Book of Moon it and you'll study Jiangshi's effect, which is pretty awesome. So yeah. And since it's the Astral deck, we ran triple rank up Astral Force. You could run 2, but I decided to run 3, especially since, you know, the rule change. So I ran 3. Double Pod Duality. I was gonna run 3, but I decided just to run 2 because sometimes you do have to special summon. I mean, you'll have the Crane, or the Tour Guide, or the rank up in your hand, and sometimes you'll have this as well. And I just wanted to clog down on that, and so 2 is a perfect fit. And of course, double Forbidden Lance. What happens a lot, guys, is of course it's a back row heavy format. You're gonna have to run double Lance to protect you. Make sure you can rank up your monsters, because if you don't, things get a little iffy. And of course, the triple Typhoon, because it's Typhoon. Of course, no need to explain there. And of course, the Holy Quad, as I have dubbed them, because you know, back then it was called the Holy Trinity. Now we have the Holy Quad, the one solemn, the one bottomless, one torrential, and the one compulse, because everybody seems to run these 4. I mean, sometimes people don't run compulse, but I do because I love it. And I wish it was that too, because it's really disruptive card. And yeah, so that's the Holy Quad, because there's 4 of them. Double Breakthrough, because it's Breakthrough, and the double Raigeki Break, because it's, like, again, it's a disruptive card. And, you know, you always get your pluses of the Jiangshi. Sometimes you'll have, like, a handful of Ghostricks that are just sitting in your hand, and sometimes, you know, what better way to just get rid of them than with my Raigeki Break. Alright, guys, now for the extra deck. Oh yeah, before I get into the extra deck, I want to say the few differences between this deck and the Jeff Jones's deck was that I didn't run the Dark Necrofear. I mean, the Necrofear's his build had the Dark Necrofear, and I didn't feel that, you know, with me, especially with the new rule change, you know, I know I sound like a fucking parrot, keep saying that. But with the new rule change and everything, and if you draw Dark Necrofear early on, it's just like a dead draw. And sometimes I wanted my stuff in the graveyard. Sometimes, you know what I mean. Dark Necrofear's cost is a little heavy. I mean, 3 fiends is a lot, especially, you know. I don't know. I just felt that it was just too much. I mean, for one, Jiangshi's not even a fiend. Crane, not a fiend. But I know Tour Guide is, and Caius is a fiend, and so is Gores. And so are all the level 1 Ghostricks, guys. They're all fiends, but sometimes I felt that I wanted them in the graveyard, and yeah, I just didn't. And if you draw Necrofear too early, it's a bad. I don't know. It's a dead draw a lot, and so that's what I felt at least, and that's why I didn't run them. Also, I did not run Call of the Haunted, though in retrospect I probably should have. The main reason being because you can just call, like, you know. Maybe you have a Dull hand in the graveyard. Boom, they'll get rid of you go Typhoon, you go Chain Call, you Dull Hand's effect, add a Ghostrick from your graveyard to your hand, you know the effect, and things like that. Or sometimes, you know, if you go have like a rank 3 monster, you know, you go your opponent's end phase, call a Haunt into this, and then during your draw phase, instead of drawing, you can go this and go into your rank 3, into your rank 5 play. I should have considered running well, in other words, guys, what I'm trying to say here is that I should have considered running the Call 100, maybe made things smoother. I didn't. I wanted to go to a little bit more protection, but I think that might have ended up biting me in the ass a bit. Overall, I went 3-2 with it. It was a 5-round tournament, around 30 people. Unfortunately, 3-2 did not get me in. I ended up making 10th place out of 30 people, which was a bummer. Because sometimes 3-2 does get you in, but this time it didn't. And oh well. Alright, guys, enough of that. And let's get into the extra deck. Alright, guys, like a double Dullahan. You can make it a lot real easy. He's the only rank 1 I play because, you know, he's like a little Swiss Army knife. I say that because, you know, he's easy to get out. he has a shrink effect or like a gale effect, and when he goes to the graveyard, you get a Ghostrick back from your graveyard to your hand. I mean, what? That's why I call him the Swiss Army knife of the Ghostricks. He's just freaking so versatile, so awesome. Great card all around. And you know, you can also sacrifice him for Kais and whatever, and you still get your effect. So it's pretty sweet. Alright, and then for the rank 3s that don't go into the rank 5s that I ran one Zen mains because he's Zen mains, and one Leviathan because he's a big ass beater to get around things. Alright guys, and I ran one Ghostrick alley card and the one number 848 Shadow Lich. I would have ran double alley card, except that I did have two of them, but a couple weeks ago I did sell another one. I sold it for 30 bucks. And I was like, 30 bucks is 30 bucks. I couldn't pass it up. And the guy really needed the alley card. I was like, okay, whatever, 30 bucks it is. But good news is, guys, that alley card is coming in the next battle pack. So that's pretty awesome. So I didn't really lose out too much in there. But it was an ultimate first set. So maybe I should ask for a little bit more. Oh well. And since these are two zombies and they're both level 3, they can easily go into Bram. Now, Bram is probably the one that I went into the most. He's just freaking awesome, guys. You know, you have, I don't know, let's see, you go Crane, you go summon Crane, special summon Jiangshi, of course. And then you go into your alley card. You know, you probably, if they have anything uses effect, then you go rank it up into a Bram. And if they have anything really good in your opponent's graveyard, you detach alley card, special summon one of their monsters from their graveyard. Get alley card's effects to add a Ghostrick from your graveyard to your hand, and you just plus all day with it. And sometimes it was freaking awesome too, guys. I mean, he has when Bram is destroyed by your opponent's card effect or by battle, during the next time I face, he special summons himself from your graveyard in defense position, and that's pretty good, guys. It gives you it's like basically a chump blocker, or if you have like a Kai. It was really useful when I had like a Kai's in my hand. Or you can just go into a Gaia. You know, he's a level 5, so Gaia can use overlay. It was pretty awesome, guys. So pretty sweet. So yeah, so I ran in one Gaia. So there you go, showing off the Gaia that I ran. And of course, the engineer, and since he's a fairy, he can go into Tiras. Pretty awesome. And then the Granosaurus, he can go into Volcasaurus. So it's a little D, big D right here, guys. Alright, and then one card that I thought that caught people off guard that was hilarious when I did run it was the freaking Chronoly Crystal Chrononaut. Sometimes I just brought this out to stall, but when I do rank up, I ranked up into this guy, this big behemoth motherfucker right here. That is number C69 Heraldry Crest of Horror. She doesn't say honor, it's horror. And he's just a big, I don't know if you can see that, see if I can focus, but he's just a really big 4,000 beater, guys. I don't get his as a second effect because I don't have the that one heraldry guy attached to him, but I do get the first effect, and I never use it. It's like when they attack him, I just attach material and I just blow up all their field. Never went to it because it's really good like against Bujin if they try to do any of that stuff where they go like Crane or Honest. You know, if they attack, you just activate this effect. But that never happened. Well, what did happen was I went up against a Chaos Dragon deck, and their field was empty. They were like at 33k or something like that. So go into a Crane, go into this, rank this up, and just did it just to win, just for the lulz, guys. 4,000 to his face, ended the game. It was pretty hilarious. And he was a good sport about it. He wasn't salty or anything like that. It was always good. And of course, for my last monster, I ran one Downerd. If I think she's a must, if you run a lot of rank 1 through 3s, whatever, then I think she's a must. She's like a Gaia charger, guys, basically for the rank 1s to 3s, and she's pretty awesome. And so yeah, like I said, she's a must in all those lower rank. I think she is. And one card, guys, that I regret not running in here is the freaking shark. I forget his name. I think it's number 47 something shark. It's the one that came in the manga. Someone in the comment section below, please remind me of his name. But it's basically a Heartland Draco. And there was like some situations I need to pick one up. They're only like about 10 bucks, and I definitely need to pick one up if I'm going to continue running this deck. And screw it, I am going to pick it up because I'm running Burning Abyss, because he's like a Heartland Draco, and guys, Heartland Draco ends games. He steals games. He's a game stealer. And so yeah, My impressions of this deck is okay. Actually, this week, am I gonna continue running this? Not when Burning Abyss comes out, because I'm gonna be running a rank up Burning Abyss deck, which is gonna be, and I cannot wait till they come out. And so, yeah, guys, please let me know what you think of this deck. Are you gonna run it? What would you tweak? What would you change? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know. Alright, guys, as always, I am, sorry, I'm messing up my outro here. I forgot to say, if you enjoyed the video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, I am Ronin Frog 87, bidding you farewell and hoping you enjoy the rest of your day.